To be honest, they are trying. To the county's credit, they are trying.
What are they trying? To toot their own horn to make themselves look good? Because that's about what they're doing. That's all they've done today. That little 20-something, that little parking lot, that's all they did.
Okay.
15 spots.
They made themselves look good for all of Monterey County in the news. All of society saying, I see we're trying to take care of them, but they won't get off their dead asses and go to work. Well, you know what? I got to flip and I got an issue too.
Right.
Yeah, I got to go this way because I'm getting upset.
Hey, come on now. Hey, you know what? You're free to tell the truth and give your opinion on how you feel about whatever it is. You know, because it is, man. It bothers you. 15. You're right. 15 RVs on the slant.
No RVs. It's not. There's no feasible way to fit an RV in those spots. They're commercial standard parking lot spaces. They're suitable for a car and a car to get in and out of.
Please use the mic because because this is going to go on YouTube. So
Okay.
It's going on what?
YouTube.
Oh,
The spots in the new safe parking
people pay
program
attention to us.
are too small for an RV. They're slanted. They're not using. You can't use propane systems with them. They're a standard 8-foot parking spot for an automobile. And in an automobile, you're lucky if you can open both doors. In an RV, there is no way. My RV is 8 foot wide without the doors open. And it's 40 foot long with the truck hookup to it. A standard commercial parking space is 18 feet long. 18 by 8. You tell me how you're going to fit an 8 wide by 40 foot long truck and trailer. You can't even turn around.
Right.
There's a 12-foot separation between the spaces.
So basically, it's not a solution.
Not for an RV. Not for an RV. For maybe somebody that has a tent or somebody that lives in their Acura.
Right.
But I don't own an Acura. I don't own a VW. I have a 21-foot pull trailer with a full-size Dodge 4x4 to pull it. There's no way I'm going to squeeze into one of those spots, let alone try and maneuver around and back in.
Right. You've seen the corners in there?
Yeah. It's ridiculous. This is a solution for them to look good and not for us to use. It's a solution that can work for up to 15 CSU students who sleep in their cars at night. That's what it's for.
Right. So it doesn't serve you folks.
It doesn't serve us at all.
It doesn't serve Lapis Road very well at all. The homeowners association.
Maybe 5% of us that were CSU students who come out here to safe park or stay in what is a community of essentially people that will see that they don't get protected, see that they're not injured or accosted, yeah. And I've run into a half dozen of those people, and I recommend that they use that safe parking spot because that's appropriate for them. But for us, it's not even close.
And so what just happened recently? What kind of Thanksgiving gift did we get given by the Sheriff's Department?
36 hours before Thanksgiving, they yellow tagged, forcing the vehicles to move about half of the community in a spot that, because we're, quote, a public nuisance. Yet the other half down at the other end of this road wasn't tagged. You're beyond it. So how many do you think? A good dozen? Probably 10 or 12 minutes here.
Okay. And orange sticker, when are they supposed to leave by?
The 25th.
Tomorrow at whatever 72 hours. 72 hours after they were tagged.
And probably first thing in the morning is a good likelihood. So what is that? That means it's Saturday, 2 days after Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
And they get an orange sticker because of why? Well, see, and so here, let me go ahead and
They're giving turkeys out instead of tickets, but we get an orange ticket.
Oh wow, orange tickets for
Here's
Thanksgiving.
the thing.
Amazing.
Those tickets should have a time on them.
There's no time on them.
There's no really a code
Gate,
that
get
we're
out.
breaking
As
on
far
it.
as I know,
It does have a date of 11/25.
11:25.
Yours?
Get out. Yes. I'm a public.
Time.
Yeah, I'm a public nuisance.
Public
How am I a
nuisance.
public nuisance? A man that is crippled up, fighting Social Security. Social Security. So yeah, I've been in the Pile Drivers Bridge Builders Union for 33 years, almost 34 years. And I'm sitting here, I'm disabled now, and I'm fighting Social Security, and twice they reviewed my medical records and dropped my first workman's comp settlement off, and didn't even use it as part of their judgment to determine whether I'm qualified for Social Security. Okay, so I'm out here still fighting them, and this is the only place on the minimal amount of money that I have that I can come and still be able to eat. Okay, and by the end of the month, I'm pinching pennies and borrowing dimes and nickels and to get by, and until I get all this stuff done and get my medical records and everything all together, so I can submit it to the union, I can't even get a medical retirement. Okay, I got my attorney Angela Valle out of San Jose has been fighting Social Security. But every time Social Security dropped my first workman's comp settlement injury that I got, it was 46% permanently disabled. Okay, that was the first one that I received in '89 after the '89 earthquake. I was doing a bunch of emergency earthquake work. Okay, and I got hurt real bad over here in Watsonville on the Struce job.
What?
And I'm sitting here, and this is how they treat me. I was asked by Jarrett Foundation to go do this Watsonville Bridge job right over here that's going right now, or Castroville rather, bridge job that's going right now, the little walk bridge, and drive pile and help build the bridge and stuff. And I had to turn it down because of what I'm dealing with right now. I had to turn it down. I mean, and it's multiple jobs I've had to turn down because of this situation. You know what? I make good money when I'm able. You know what? Monterey County wants to put all this money out to kick us around like dogs, like dirty, mangy dogs. Well, you know what?
My dog that bad.
Yeah, exactly. Don't treat your dog that bad. But you know what? Matter of fact, there's people spending $100,000 on their dogs, buying them diamond necklaces. Look at what they're doing to us. We're human beings. They ought to turn to the Bible and look what the Word of God says, because you know what? The Word of God says He's going to leave and oppress people in the midst of you. And you know why? It's because He wants to see who's going to serve Him and who's going to serve Satan. Kick them around, you serve Satan. Treat them and take care of them, you serve God.
Amen.
You left one thing out. You're an American citizen.
Yes, I'm an American citizen. And you know what? We the people, my foot. It's the government against the
As long as you
people.
can afford it.
As long as you got money.
Oh yeah,
Does-
wait.
This gentleman here is just talking about the wait time to get his claim approved for Social Security disability.
They denied
Does
it twice.
anybody that's been through it will tell you that the average wait time to get a
20
social
years.
anywhere between 5 and 8 years. I managed to get mine because I knew the process. I managed to get mine approved in 4 years. I'm an aerospace engineer with COPD. I have 30% lung function. I've been documented 3 ways from get out, just like he has. He has bone cancer. These type of medical problems need to be addressed by Social Security and disability, and yet they kick it down the road. Because why?
Create the homeless.
They are
Back to work.
Ah,
That's what I was told.
I was too. You can go back to work.
that's what, yeah.
I'm like,
Words.
my friend,
Oh, you're
I
fine.
can't walk across the shop
You're
without
not
having to
feeding
take.
that machine,
The average time to get a Social Security claim is about between 5 and 8 years.
Try 20.
Hopefully you'll be dead.
Yeah.
That's
There
it.
you go.
They're waiting for you to kick.
There you go. On to us.
What kind of words of wisdom do you have for us?
Okay, so basically, I dragged you all out here because, let me see your overnight permit again there. Remember the beginning of September, we all had to fill out those things with BTC.
I thought we all thought this was.
and
We have to do it again?
No. What I'm saying is, that right there might be your ticket to freedom, an immunity card against any kind of harassment and accosting, because you're basically a ward of the county at this point.
We were all asked to sign up and register for those.
Right. So that's what I'm looking for is one of those overnight permits. If you've got one of those things, and you want to stick around for tomorrow, this is the big thing, because I wouldn't want to risk getting towed. I wouldn't want to risk that at all. I'd rather just move and go somewhere else. But if you really want to prove the point, and I think we have a lot of good legal ground to stand on, using that, just proving without it beyond a shadow of a doubt that you've already signed up for services and you're looking for help, and these hunting dogs are off their leash. They came over here to play and go hunting. And they came to pick on
Thanksgiving.
Yeah, exactly. A happy Thanksgiving, right? And like a thief in the night, because look at this. The county is closed basically the whole week. Supervisor's gone on vacation. He can't get a hold of anybody. I've been trying to call since Monday, since I heard about this. And it's like, well, the county's closed. The sheriff is elected. The board of supervisors are elected. The district attorney is elected. So you got 3 different branches of government in the county. And they are free to do as they please within their own departments. The only thing that the county can do is hold on to the budget, the purse strings. And, that's that. So we've got a guy as a Sheriff Pinero, who is either allowing, ignoring, or encouraging this behavior.
Encouraging.
And more than likely, it's allowing or encouraging. And what we're doing is we see the county trying to reach out and help, and the dog coming up to bite you. And the county needs to leash their dog and put him behind the fence, because you're there for help. You're not there to get bit. And this whole orange sticker thing is absurdly embarrassing. As a county official, you all need to be cooperating a lot more than this, and you're not, because you have different opinions. And this dissenting vote of orange stickering these folks is wrong. It's wrong. You should be in jail for that, sir.
It needs to change.
I do have one more thing I'd like to put out here. The other day when the code enforcement lady came out here and she was giving the tickets, she said that we're a public nuisance, so we're getting these tickets. We're not on the easement of the road. We're off the easement of the road. Monterey County for 20 years down the road purchased this rail line easement, all the abandoned line for futures to run a light rail system through here, which is a beautiful, beautiful future plans. There's no reason why Monterey County can't go ahead and allow this type of situation right here. I mean, we're living in mud. When it rains, we're living in mud. This is so deep in mud, we're stepping ankle deep in mud, and they still want to push us around in this. I mean, come on. We've been pushed to the edge of the world. How much further you want us to go? 5 miles out in the ocean? You want us to put hard hats on and breathe underwater?
Yeah,
what do you want us to do?
Us off the cliff.
So this lady, code enforcement, sits there. Well, the county can use this easement right away. This is we the people own this now, because the county bought the easement rights. We the people own it. Oh, that's right. I'm no longer a people. I'm no longer a citizen of the United States, because the code enforcement lady informed me that this is no longer a free country. Her words. Yes. When I asked her, I thought this was a free country. She turned and looked at me and said, no, it is no longer a free country.
Exactly.
Quote, unquote.
Thank you.
Somebody want to say?
Yeah.
I am looking at the actual language that's on the tag, and it was checked public nuisance vehicle, and then in parentheses it says creates a condition tending to reduce the value of private property or promotes blight and deterioration or invites plundering or creates fire hazards or constitutes an attractive nuisance, and then parentheses it says eyesore, or endangers the health and safety of children, or harbors rodents or insects, or jeopardizes health, safety, and the general welfare. It doesn't designate which of these is the problem, if any. There's no code cited.
No actual number.
No code, no indication if one of the, or the others, or with those many things that were listed, which, by the way, everything is like negative and derogatory and less
Dirty talk.
doesn't treat you like human beings. Because the sheriff, and then when people asked, well, what's the problem? People generally said it's because you're here. That's the problem. They can see you. Well, I don't know. That doesn't make you an eyesore or a new public nuisance. What you are is your citizens, as far as I can tell, who are vehicularly housed. It may not be the kind of housing you choose to have, really, if you had all options available, but it's what's available to you. And I've been working with homeless people up in Santa Cruz County for the last 32 years, and I found that the homeless people that I knew that were living in their vehicles were way better off than the homeless people who were camping out or sleeping out. You know, just having a little tiny space that you have a little privacy, or you can lock your possessions, or it makes a huge difference. Why the county wants to deprive you of what you've done for yourselves, it's a mystery to me, and I think it's not really.
Money talks.
It's not really their business, is it?
No.
The DMV, the California Department of Motor Vehicles, has said that these are legal vehicles. You're smogged, you're licensed, you're registered. Presumably, the people that drive have driver's licenses.
Fully self-contained.
And a lot of these vehicles are advertised as having everything in the kitchen sink in them. And more power to you. Isn't that the way that we're going? The County of Monterey has already designated that there's a critical affordable housing shortage in Monterey. So just the lack of affordable housing and the number of people who need that housing, there's this big gap that's acknowledged. So and you're in that gap. You're the people that got pushed out of the housing because it's too expensive. It's not rocket science, it's just simple math. And I think that the people who are living in their vehicles are the easiest people to rehouse. All that you guys need is really a flat piece of land to park on. And I mean, it'd be nice to have all the other things like electrical hookups and sewer hookups and all that, but you're figuring out how to do all that even without that. So you just don't want to be run around by the sheriff all the time, and you shouldn't have to be. What it comes down to is that the county's actual policy towards you is to stick the sheriffs and code enforcement on you, drive you all around until you get so many tickets they seize your vehicles, and then I guess the eyesore problem's solved because you don't earn as much of an eyesore when you're sitting under a bush.
Yeah.
What is the reasoning here?
There isn't any.
What was the reasoning of having to move off of Lapis Road between 10 a.m. and 6 p.m. every day? What did that serve? Who benefited from that? What was the carbon footprint of that, of driving these RVs around to finding someplace you could park? That makes sense. Anyone else want to speak?
I'm spelled till I'm blue in the face.
Right.
I got nothing else to say.
I am Wildfire.
We are making progress.
I listen to everybody out here. It tears me up. It really does. But at the same time, I also know that we're kind of, I see us as kind of like, not really God's chosen, but because I feel that God doesn't give more than what we can handle. And God, we've been handling a lot. We have. We've been handling a lot. And I think it's because he knows that we're strong. And no matter how many times we get knocked down, we're going to come back up. So, with that in my mind, I have a message. We're never going to be done. And we have some plans in works. And we're going to be in your face, in the media, in any other way we can be. Because it don't matter what anybody else may think. We feel that we are worth struggling, fighting. We're a community. These people are more neighbors than any other place I paid rent at. In all the places I paid rent at, I never even really got to know my neighbors. But I know them. We make breakfast for each other. We share our food, the little bit we have, coffee we make. I want to thank Eric. I want to thank Eric, who donated for us to have 3 Thanksgiving dinners. Thank you, Eric. And then there's a lot of us that pulled together. I want to thank Wes also because he's the one who hooked us up with Eric. And I want to thank Becky for helping. We do this. We do this. I haven't seen this ever since I was 12 years old. The kind of neighbors and community pulling together. You know, I mean, we're all still depressed on Thanksgiving, but you know what? We're grateful that somebody thought of us. That somebody saw what we see in ourselves. You know, we're not ready to back out of the human race. And like I said, keep an eye out for us. Keep an eye out for this face, because I'm going to be in your face. Peace.
Yeah, I want to thank Wildfire for mentioning all the blessings we have. You know, we dealing with all the pain and suffering that we go through in life. We tend to forget the blessings, and in the Word of God it says we don't have except that it's given unto us. And then the Father in heaven asks, well, why do you glory in the works of your own hands? You know, and he tells us, you don't have nothing except I gave it to you. Why are you glorying in that what you've done? Because I gave it to you, and I made it possible for you to do it. And you know, we see the county sheriffs and all these different agencies and community peoples, and you know, make no mistake, we do have some community people coming out and supporting us, and we had some come by last night and actually they didn't eat. Well, they ate a little bit, but you know, they'd already had their Thanksgiving, but they came out and was out here with us, supporting us in our Thanksgiving, and I really greatly appreciate that, because it lets us know that, you know, that we're loved and we're cared about. You know, but like I said, the Father in heaven, he says, why do you go in the works of your own hand? These people that call the sheriffs on us and say, well, you know, they're just this and that. Get the sheriffs out here after us and get the county making this move and that move, like Marina. Well, now Lapis Road, no one with motorhomes. Very, very few people with motorhomes are even going out there. And the garbage for the garbage cans that the county's funded the monies for is now piling up, pouring out all over the ground. Oh, by the way, and they've got mattresses, pillow mattresses, queen size pillow mattresses, and you know what? Ain't nobody out in this caravan or any other caravan around here can afford pillow mattresses. They ain't coming from us. It's coming from Marina. Marina slaps it around, whines and snivels, gets the county out after us, and then turns around and still dumps all their garbage out. We was telling the county, but oh, that's right. The news, when I made sure it was on the news by giving an interview, they didn't even show that on the news. They just promoted the county agenda. All right, and then shown that on the television. They didn't show the part where I made sure that everyone knew on the news, so society would know that Marina citizens are coming out dumping all their trash out there. Well, now no, we're not out there on Lapis, and guess what? Marina is still doing that, making a big mess. And you know what? It is a big mess now. It is a big mess now, and it's a lot worse than when we were there. Because you know why? Because we individually throughout our little community around our homes, we're picking up, throwing it away. But we ain't doing it now because we ain't there. So now it's getting real bad, real bad.
Well, what did we do to make it good out there?
So, anyways, you know, the Father in heaven, you know, he said that he leads an oppressed people amongst you. And the reason being is because he wants those that follow after him, he wants them to shed the grace of God upon them. Because the grace of God is shed upon others when you see your brother in need and you don't close the bowels of your compassion. But what's the Father say when you don't do that? He says, when you see your brethren in need, by the way, that also points out that every man, woman, and child on the face of this earth is your brother. And it is written, we are all the offspring of God. So now the Father in heaven says, when you see that your brethren in need and you close the bowels of your compassion, how be it the Spirit of the Lord dwelleth in you. And what it's talking about is you're being led by a contrary spirit, which is demonic. And we know it's demonic, and it's not human nature, and it's human decision, because in Revelation it says the sheep and the goats. The sheep is those who are blessed of the Father, and the goats who are cursed of the Father, and they take their place prepared for Satan and his servants. And there is no third group that it gets judged. There is no third group that it gets judged by the laws of God.
Can we just turn it off?
It is Satan and God's spirit that leads mankind around. So everything that's going on with us is of Satan, the devil, and the community that jumps in on board on the bandwagon of the sheriffs kicking us like dogs, dirty, mangy dogs. You know what? I pray for every one of you in Yeshua Messiah. God bless.
Thank you.
Amen.
What do you mean? You want to say nothing?
Everything that I wanted to say has been said.
Okay. Then I guess what we're gonna do. Okay, if you're brave of heart and really want to stand strong in your conviction, honestly, and please tell people, don't feel obligated to stay. Go find a place, a safe place to park. Don't risk being towed. But if you really want to stick it out and be strong, I will be here tomorrow. We will be publishing this to all the media outlets. We'll see who comes, and we'll still be videoing ourselves, you know, because if nobody else cares, we already care, and our word will get out. I'm worried about risking an RV, but at the same time, I feel pretty confident that we've already asked for help, and the county has already said yes to that help. And so now that it's the county's responsibility to do their due diligence. Yes, their dogs got out on a leash, but the sheriff, we're going to be challenging basically the commander, Moses, who probably won't even be there, but the sergeant or a different commander will be challenging him with this piece of paper. I don't know how it's going to go, and you know, we're basically gambling an RV, and that's a lot to risk.
Sit right in it when they tow it, so good.
Well, and the negative publicity might be enough to turn away, and if they did do it, I think we got a really strong case
Are we going to
for
have
damages.
news watching it go on down? Are they going to film it? Are we going to be able to? Is there going to be, if the sheriff shows out here with tow trucks or anything, and is there going to be a news media out here are we going to be doing the filming? And is it possible to tie this this camera into a laptop that it's live on the internet? Because I know we can go live with laptops on the internet. I mean, we can do live feeds.
Oh yeah.
And I'm wondering if we can't do a live feed on all this stuff tomorrow. And I'm willing to stay. You know what? I've got family here. If my rig gets taken from me, you know what? They can give me 15 grand for my rigs. I bought and paid for it. They want to do. Well, we claim it because of this and this and this. Well, you know what? Here's your little money, but it's still my rig, and you stole it from me because you took it without my permission. What's the law concerning that? That's what I want to know.
Legal confiscation is
Well, legal confiscation. Oh, by the way, if you look at the laws, there is no crime until there's a law created to make it a crime. All right, and they just keep making more laws so they can keep doing more things. So the people in the society of Monterey County, and Santa Cruz and Santa Clara, and all these other counties in the state of California and around this country and the world, for that matter, needs to be very, very careful because every government's the same. They all have laws, and they all have those who push the laws to oppress the people. Because there's no other way to do it. The government's the oppression, and the people are the ones who have to suffer behind the laws.
So tomorrow, 11:25, 7 or 8 o'clock in the morning, more than likely. Please, KSBW, KION, Univision, anybody, everybody, please come on down. Monte Road and Nashua. We are looking at a lot of potential tows, and you know we came bearing our treaty. Let's not violate the treaty. Let's take care of our people.
Did we get a YouTube address or anything? No, I mean post it. Put it public.
Yeah, well, it'll be on the homeless advocate page. And
Now, being that there's not a time stamped on that,
right.
okay, and the code enforcement sheriff Laura, I have her card. She extended it until Saturday, right? But she didn't state what time Saturday. But she did state that any sheriff or any cops, you could come here any time in the morning on Saturday. And she says, well, I gave you the recording. She says, I can't guarantee you if they'll be towing or not.
It's very likely.
I would love to have constitution attorneys to get on top of this. Because there is some constitutional...
Well, how about the inherited right? I mean, we have an inherited right to eat, to sleep, to survive.
We just need a 24-hour. That's the whole thing. We just need a 24-hour location to be a legal place
That's
to
part
be.
of your constitution.
Hey, Turbo brought it up though. You know those platforms out on the Imagine Reservation. That's the place that would be real easy accessible. There's already sewer and water out there, as well as electricity. So it's almost slam dunk. Looks like the city of Marina and the county of Monterey might do something jointly in that endeavor. It's just looking for a legal place to be. Sorry, we're too poor to afford rent, but they're still decent people.
And like I said, we will not be forgotten, okay? I hope we do have cooperation. I have talked to a lot of townspeople out there, and they have no problem with us, most of them. My opinion, and this is only my personal opinion, doesn't reflect on anybody else, is the businesses that are making the big dust. They're kicking their feet and making a big dust, but that's okay. I want to do this the easy way. Maybe you want to do it the hard way. You're going to find out why my grandfather named me Wildfire. Because I am up to this fight. You know, I was never a good car salesman when I became a car salesman because I didn't believe in the way of selling a car and everything. But this, I believe in. This, I will be a pitbull, a chihuahua, and a hyena. Thank you. Oh, and by the way, I hope you all had a happy Thanksgiving. Amen.